think a lot of people will see this film and their perspective on the tragedies of 9/11 and certain groups that were vilified after 9/11 will be altered. Has there been a film that you've seen that afterwards you kind of changed your view on a subject?
You know, yeah, it's an amazing question. I think a film for me that really blew my mind was A Thin Red Line. I don't know, I kind of grew up loving action movies, and you know, the ballet of an amazing action sequence. A film like Terminator 2 is one of my favorite films of all time. And I don't know, as an 18-year-old, I remember I was sick in bed and I watched Thin Red Line. And yeah, it had the kind of the ballet and the choreography and the poetry of violence, but also just the cruelty of it, you know, just so heartbreaking. And that was something that just forever flipped my perception of, you know, the archetypal man pursuit of going to war, of fighting, you know. It just kind of, it's just always got a kind of lining of tragedy under it for me now, I think, whenever I watch war on screen.
I'm trying to think specifically of something that actually had a real sort of like effect in changing my view on something, you know, because I think that the thing that I love about film is that it's not necessarily about the ideas of trying to change your mind, but as to sort of invoke a conversation or make you think about something or see something from a different perspective. You see a movie like Flight and you kind of are seeing from the perspective of a man whose life is just falling apart at the seams and is, you know, but somehow you connect with it and you sort of go on this journey with this man. I mean, so you think about all, you know, and that's the beauty of film. You're just telling, you know, you get to sort of step inside of a story for 2 hours and have the, you know, it becomes a conversation piece, which this film...
That's what this film is. Yeah, I think one of the most amazing things about how this film is being received is that everyone is desperate to talk afterwards. You know, sometimes you have Q&As after screenings and like 20-30% of people might leave. Everyone stays. Everyone stays because everyone feels they need to talk about this. And I don't think this film is setting out to, you know, preach to anyone or put together any clear message, but I think an amazing thing about it is that a lot of people's preconceptions and assumptions are being challenged, and everyone is desperate to get into a dialogue afterwards. And I think it's really timely. People want to move beyond a fear of the other and get into a dialogue.
There's a great moment where Chungus's boss, played by Kiefer Sutherland, Jim, is talking about how he was poor and he made it to Harvard, and seeing his father struggle after that point really made him hungry. Was there ever a similar catalyst for you as actors where you thought, I've got to get these roles right, or I've got to get this film right, you know?
I think being an actor is one of those situations where no matter how hard and focused you are, you really are at the mercy of your director and the editing room floor. So I think as an actor, you really go in sort of wanting to put your best foot forward and create characters that you are in collaboration with your director.
But it's not always in your control.
Yeah, and sort of hope for the best. I think also anybody who chooses to be an actor, you know, you are, I always say you're either a little bit crazy or a little bit dysfunctional, because you are choosing to go into the most tumultuous type of, and if you really love it, you know, you're playing different characters all the time and creating different, you know, characters on, you know, a yearly basis, and then you hope for the best. You walk away from the project.
But I think one amazing thing about this film in particular is, you know, no one did this film for the money. You know, this is a low-budget film that was a massive struggle to make over years and years, and it's to kind of Mira's credit and Lydia Dean Pilger's credit that they got this film made. So I think with this movie, I think this was a passion project for everyone, and hopefully I think that shows.